Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Taurus for June 2020. Just give a 10 card shuffle, Taurus, and we'll be on our way. It's more than 10, but never mind. And we have energy being the Queen of Swords, so clarity is all important. Queen of Swords belongs to the air element of air, which we have Gemini. We're in Gemini at this very moment for the next 4 weeks. So let's see, clarity. So it could be about this woman. She could be the energy around you, but seeming it is a general reading. It could just be very sort of clear about what's going on. Listen. Take notice of what people are saying. Rely on your own clarity. It's all about being clear about communications. Gemini can be a bit volatile, like most air signs can be, especially for earth people like Taurus. It can be a bit of a windy point, a windy time. Right, let's see where you are right now. And you are, a bit held back there, Taurus. But aren't we all held back at the moment? Just sort of in the midst of great change. Can't really get from A to B without being sort of stopped and derailed or, wrong way, go back sort of thing is this card. But I think in general we're all feeling a bit sort of held back at the moment. Especially with action and movement and things happening. But we're kind of halfway through, perhaps. Who would know? But we'll just decode the cards and see what they have to say. Okay, the environment around that and what affects this card and all the others in the deck is Eight of Wands. So things definitely will start moving forward soon. It's sort of like this is Sagittarius sort of energy. First week of Sagittarius. Very much no obstacles, things moving fast, things going well after a period of delay or, as we said, being held up. So the Eight of Wands is definitely things starting to move forward again on the higher sort of vibration of things. Very good card, a very positive card all in all there, Taurus. So going well. Movement. The background. Four of Pentacles. So being a bit sort of held, but once again a bit held back. But this is more like, do I hang on? Do I let go? What's really important to me? What's important in my life? All that sort of questions come up with the Four of Pentacles. It's a very strong card too. So it sort of asks you to just go with what's happening rather than, I've noticed a lot of people are like, oh, when's this going to be over? Well, we don't know. So it's like just go with the flow rather than hanging on to, and maybe the way things were, it's going to be different, obviously, when we come through. So that's that. But it's very much a past life card too. It's a minor arcana, but I always read it as a strong past life card. So hanging on to situations or people or letting them go. Money also can be involved in that, obviously, because it's Pentacles. And, that applies to a lot of people at the moment. Recent influences, Five of Swords. So another 5. Yeah, this is pick your battles, really. Pick your battles, Taurus. There's a lot of, once again, swords. So there's a lot of communication going on. There's a lot of sort of people speaking from pulpits, claiming to know what's going on, what's going to be happening, who did what. And really all of that is just, it's a bit of white noise. You just have to sort of pick your battles and go, well, actually, do I really need to listen to this? Probably not. I need to get on with what I'm doing. Yeah, so there's a lot of that going around the Five of Swords, and big change too. And with the swords, often it can be fear. So, but you're very balanced people and earthed people, Taurus. So, you know, just divert from this fear-mongering and this sort of, you know, people I've noticed writing, you know, these sort of things on social media, like they're, you know, they're an authority, and I just think, oh dear. Anyway, pick your battles. Be clear, as we said in the beginning with the Queen of Swords. You don't need to get, you know, bombarded by all this stuff. A lot of it is supposition, allegedly. The lesson you're learning in June is, yeah, having a look at what you are doing, stepping back, looking at your progress, being proud of what you have done, you know, looking and focusing on areas of your life. And usually it's pentacles, so it's work for you, coins, it's all that sort of thing. So just get that underway and do that, and just sort of step back and admire your work so far. It's a really good card too, and we don't do this often enough. We just sort of pick up on all the negative things that we didn't do, or, you know, things like that. And we don't think, no, you know what, actually, I've been doing quite a good job. Thank you very much. Where to next? Brilliant card. Especially for you guys. Let's see what's coming up in the near future. So second week of June, that's the second week of June. 2 of Cups. So really nice connections with people that matter. Yeah, connecting with your true emotional connections, relationships, things like that, really close, you know, meaningful relationships that actually offer sort of concrete sort of values, and they're good, rather than just people talking and supposing and, you know, bombarding us with all this sort of stuff. This is a really nice, strong soulmate card, Taurus. So being connected to those that really matter. And also knowing who really matters to you with the Queen of Swords. It's a time of really sort of going, well, yes, these people or this person is really, you know, we're in sync. So that's what you need to focus on. What's happening you're not realising? 3 of Swords. So a bit of grief and heartbreak and sorrow there, and I'm sure that's for a lot of people at the moment. You know, things are just sort of in a bit of a state of flux, so we can't see certain people, but soon that will start, you know, as they start to open up the restrictions bit by bit, we'll start to. But yeah, then also relating back to the 2 of Cups, you know, those that you're really connected to that you haven't been able to see, and it's been difficult. But you've found other ways of connecting with them on social medias and things like that. But yeah, it's sort of made you aware of your true connections in your life, what's really important to you. How others see you. Another Swords card, yeah, very clear, very concise. New beginnings and new ways of communication and looking at things. So I'm seeing you, Taurus, doing really well out of this whole story, especially in June. You'll see things exactly for what they are, and you'll choose to socialise or do whatever you choose to do, but you'll have an enormous amount of clarity after a difficult time that we've all had, but we need that clarity as well. We need to know that, yes, we go into something, but we do come through the other side. But that's how people are seeing you, very much, very clear of mind, and sort of the end of a difficult time. Positive feelings for June, the Lovers. And the Lovers indeed is the card for the Gemini, so it's about making a decision. But it's a weighty decision, so, you know, it's not an impulsive snap decision. This is something, you know, that you've been weighing up for a while. What's important, what isn't important in your life, really. Toss out what isn't and keep what is. But it's a more simplified way of living, and just being making it easier for you to be able to make decisions that have long-term consequences as well. But the Lovers is that beautiful card. It's a number 6, so it's very much it's about sort of a balance to what you want, what don't you want. clarity, I think, and being able to see through all the media stuff I'm getting too for you, Taurus, actually sitting there and going, yeah, well, you know, this is what I'm listening to, this is what I think. I'll just go by my own intuition about what's happening. The outcome, 3 of Wands, so foundations, solid foundations, things going well for you creatively, moving forward, action as Wands is, which is really great. You know, connecting with people from afar again, travel, even though it mightn't be travel on the big jet plane, it might be travel in terms of being able to sort of travel virtually, as we're all going to have to sort of do for a little bit. But yeah, it's a very promising, positive card to come out at the end. Just see, so that looks good, Taurus. Good on you. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're always the most level-headed people. Going well for you. And your mind's good too. Like you're very sort of clear about what you want. Okay, the message is compassion. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of its beauty. Compassion, as it rises up to meet the suffering and pain of all living things, releases that within yourself and others. It makes creating mutual happiness possible. So that kind of goes with that 3 of Swords, doesn't it? The heartbreak card. And we all have to acknowledge a bit of that because we haven't been able to see the people. Thank you so much for listening, Taurus. Please like and subscribe at your leisure. Thank you. See you in July.